I'm Tim, welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Blancpain Le Brassus split-second chronograph, 42mm in 950 platinum. You can see and you can purchase this impressive Rattrapant chronograph on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full listing for this watch with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images, and naturally complete pricing details for this Blancpain Rattrapant. The watch on my wrist can justifiably be described as majestic. It is grand, it is magnificent. It's the best of what Blancpain offers as a true high horology alternative to the likes of Vacheron, Lange, Jaeger-LeCoultre. This is a watch with incredible provenance, hailing from a physical spot on the landscape not far from Audemars Piguet, and certainly worthy of that level of comparison. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that the watch is large, 42mm across the round of the case from 3 to 9, not inclusive of crown or pushers. The watch isn't excessively thick, but it does have a depth to it. It does have a little bit of a heft born of a deep case and large lugs. 15.5mm thick. Again, I say the watch is not thick because of the way that triple-stepped combination of bezel and crystal allow a dress cuff to slide up and over it. And from lug to lug, it's not excessively large. It's 49mm. This is a watch that is big visually, but actually wears a little bit smaller. Most of this watch's physical impression comes from its heft, not its size, and the heft is impressive. All of platinum, the watch has incredible mass. Now, platinum being significantly heavier than gold means that despite a generous display caseback with sapphire, the watch nevertheless weighs an absolute ton, and believe me, it's a pleasure. Now, one interesting refinement is that Blancpain uses a relatively thin, black, monotone stitch, folded edge alligator leather strap. Because it is so thin, it's wonderfully pliant and soft. It's very comfortable on the skin, and again, this is a new strap, so it comes that way. A wonderful refinement, truly worthy of the watch's sense of occasion and grandeur. Now, the clasp is an interesting piece because white gold is significantly harder than platinum. It's also significantly harder than yellow and rose gold, so Blancpain creates a very, one might even say, wire-framed deployant clasp body to keep the profile low, and as a result of these rather small, spindly, almost wire-like sections, it's been crafted of white gold rather than platinum. But you can see, immaculately finished, the white gold adds strength, and because of the white gold, it can have an incredibly low profile for a deployant clasp. That is one positive benefit of not having a platinum clasp to match a platinum watch. Now you'll note that the case is beautifully finished, beautifully curved. It has a little bit of a pot shape to it, and then a gorgeous sort of teardrop profile of the lug. And when viewed head-on, you can see they also have a little bit of a tumble home sliding off towards the edge. There's a compound slope to these lugs that is simply gorgeous. And that continues on the bezel, which adds visual strength with the double character lines of the steps, and then the dial itself, which at first glance appears a little bit frosty, maybe even austere, but quickly shows that it has a great deal of richness, warmth, and nuance engineered into it. Now, all of the stylized Roman numerals are applied white gold, as are the foy hands for the hours and minutes at center, and the registers at 3 and 9, with a beautifully counterweighted Lancet-style white gold hand for chronograph seconds, and we may as well start both of the chronograph seconds hands advancing. You'll also note that there's a shallow cut for the power reserve scale of the watch. Now, the caliber F186 does have a 40-hour power reserve, so being relatively short of power reserve, as you wind, you see the reserve to marche indicator move rather quickly for instant gratification. Some of these scales can be downright slow when the power reserve is days long. Now you'll also note that the watch features its namesake complication, a split-second chronograph, beautifully framing the step of the date window right at 6 o'clock. You can see the step provides a more gradual transition down from the plane of the dial, and all of the sub-registers are double countersunk, once for the scales on the outer edge and one for the scale on the inner circle. Beautifully nuanced. Again, like everything else on this dial, it's subtle and you notice it. Like the depression of the hour track relative to the center dial, you notice it over time. It's a watch that rewards close viewing, especially on its caseback, where you're treated to the F186 caliber based on the Frédéric Piguet 1185 flybacks Rattrapant and conventional column wheel automatic vertical clutch chronographs. It's beautifully finished, and with that skeletonized and hand-engraved rotor, it has a real sense of occasion. It looks and feels special. Now, right under my thumb is the second column wheel. You can see as I actuate the coaxial pusher for the Rattrapant, you can see that column wheel operating, and the primary column wheel is just below my thumb now in this frame. You can see it at the base of the movement. This is a movement with glorious depth. You look down and through it, and you enjoy the compound complications as they've been layered in and immaculately finished. Some automatic movements are not interesting to look at, and then there's this, which breaks all of the rules about how automatic movements aren't supposed to be sexy. This one has incredible drop-dead looks and beautifully finished throughout. It upholds the reputation of Blancpain. Now, this is a timepiece that's special. It looks special. It feels special. It's finished to a high degree. It has twin column wheels. It has a vertical clutch. It has a split-second chronograph, a power reserve. The dial is graced by beautiful frosted silver with white gold appliques. As far as high complications get, this one's a little bit off the beaten path, not hailing from one of the Holy Trinity or Langa, but the bottom line is you're absolutely getting what you pay for, and if there's ever been a stealth sleeper in high horology, this undoubtedly is it.